Well, well, well. Guess what, folks? I have a friend here tonight.
Is this thing on?
Testing 1 2. Testies 1 2. So we're doing something a little different tonight. I have a friend in town. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Ryan, Angry Midget. You might have seen me in the stream before. Great to be here with a good old friend of mine. Happy to be here to try to support him and what he's doing on his Twitch stream right now.
So, Ryan is a doctor.
Not the kind that helps people.
Yeah. I've got a bit of an issue with my rotator cuff. I was wondering, we didn't talk about it earlier.
No.
Can you help me with it?
I can't.
No? Okay.
No.
He's not that kind of doctor. He's a research audiologist?
Yep.
Is that the official term?
Yeah.
And not just any, but like a vice president. He's like a big shot now. You just got promoted recently.
I did.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like Dick Cheney. Vice president.
There are no shotguns in this house. Anyway, hey Riz, I see you in the chat. How's it going? I saw Chef in there earlier. Thank you for stopping by. We're doing a TierMaker tonight. Now, the green screen is off because it doesn't really work with two people on screen. My green screen isn't big enough, and it wouldn't really be the same. The way I have everything set up would be a little weird. So if anyone tries to redeem like a TED Talk, it's not going to work. Like, here's what the TED Talk would look like with us right now. It doesn't really work. I mean, we're kind of up here. You know what? If someone wants to redeem a TED Talk, we'll let it go. We'll let it go. Maybe Ryan has an opinion on something we can do a TED Talk for. How do we know each other? We worked together back in college. So we went to the same college in Colorado, but we did not go to school together. He worked in the receiving area of a Hastings. So if you all know what Hastings is, Riz, I think you're familiar with Hastings. They were up there kind of maybe that far up in the Quad Cities area, North Illinois. I don't know if we had stores up there or not. Anyway, it was a retailer that carried books, music, video, software, posters, etc., all that stuff. And it was a fun store. I loved shopping in it. I ended up going and getting a job there, ended up working in the video department, and became friends with this guy. And by friends, I mean drinking partners. And by drinking partners, I mean, at least I think all the crimes are not under statute of limitations anymore.
My attorney has advised me not to comment on that, but
that's
yeah,
fair. That's fair. My attorney is, it's myself. I'm representing myself, and that's not a good idea.
It's our friend Ben, and he's not a very good attorney.
Honestly, he works in like construction law, right?
Yeah,
like
he's not
a defense attorney.
No.
Anyway, so that's how we met. And you are in Nebraska.
I am. Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha.
Peyton Manning's favorite city. But
you've come down this is the third time you've come to hang out in Dallas for a few days?
Love Dallas. Love hanging out with you.
So what was the first time? What did we do the first time you came down? Did we go to a show?
Yeah, we went to remember an industry event for a meeting that I was at.
Oh yeah.
And I rode a mechanical bull.
Right. I had video of that on a phone, like an old flip phone.
Yeah, it was like on a like a singular wireless like X2E phone. Thankfully,
yeah.
You can't even tell it's me on the mechanical bull.
And then you came down about 5-ish years ago because Faith No More was here, and they were one of my bucket list bands. But then we booked this, you booked this flight a while back because the Deftones were going to play here, and they canceled the show. Or they postponed it to May of next year. But Between the Buried and Me is playing tomorrow night, the same night. In fact, I was lamenting that. I'm like, we're going to see the Deftones, but man, Between the Buried and Me is playing too. That's amazing that two bands that we both love are going to play there. And then when the Deftones canceled, I was like, if you want to wait until May, that's fine. But if you want to come, I will get us tickets to see Between the Buried and Me, which I did. And he came out, and here we are. So that concert's tomorrow night. So we're looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
But we're going to do some TierMakers. Now, since Ryan and I drank a lot of beer together, and some mostly cheap beer, we found a pretty good TierMaker list. It's actually a really good TierMaker list. And I want to, of course, there's not every beer on it. It's not how these things work, but it's a really good list. And we both took a look at it and said, that's the one, because there's a bunch of lists out there and they mostly suck, but this one has a good selection. And I think it'll be a fun one to debate. And I'm looking forward to chat. I see some folks are starting to show up here. Trickle in, come, and hang out with us and chat and debate if you're a drinker. If you're not, I've been sober for over 2.5 years, but I still remember. Okay, I still remember. I used to put down a couple. So this will be a fun chat. Before I get into things, though, I do want, and I'm going to talk for a minute if that's cool.
Yeah.
the donation drive is still going. I haven't streamed a whole lot in the last week or so. Been busy with work trying to get everything done and ready, clean up the house before he showed up. I'm going to do the Cuphead stream probably next Friday around 9 o'clock, so look out for that. That's the next Rage stream, and that, I usually point with the green screen, is past your head right there. $1,500. So when we hit that $1,500 donation, that triggered that. So I still owe y'all the Rage stream of Cuphead. Last Friday was the cosplay stream of Dr. Disrespect. That was so much fun. Man, we had like 20 some people watching for most of it. It was fantastic. And I got a lot of good content for YouTube out of it. We've done the merch giveaway. All of that's been mailed out. It's been fantastic. The Rage stream, the first Rage stream I did for Super Meat Boy, I had a death counter. And yes, Riz, we're going to do another death counter. I have it ready to go. I even have a button here, my little rip emote on it, and it keeps track of the thing. So every time I press it, it adds one. I've got it in a better position than last time, right next to my marker for my highlight marker. So we'll be good to go. When I played Cuphead, I've already been warned. The first level isn't that hard, and then it's just pound you in the ass the entire time. So have you played Cuphead?
Yes, I have, and for like 20 minutes, because as you know, I'm not as good at gaming as you are.
It's not even remotely true, but okay.
And it killed my soul, but it's such a fun game. I love that game. It's
the art style is freaking tastic.
Side scroller action, love it. But I'm terrible at it. I'm just absolutely terrible. My kids are better at it than I am.
Well, I'll mark deaths as highlights. I'll be pressing both at times. So I got this good. I've had this stream deck now for 2 years, and I've gotten pretty good at just reaching down and hitting that button without looking up from the screen. So we're good. I know exactly where it's at. Bam, bam, right next to it. Don't worry, Riz. I got this. There was a time when I was an okay gamer, and that time has passed. I still play a lot of shooters. Some of them are okay. I'm okay at. Some of them I'm really shitty at. But I would never say I'm like good at any of them. If I'm better than you at a game, it's because you are busy like researching shit to make people's lives better, and for ideology purposes. And I sell anime.
I mean, my kids appreciate what you do way more than they appreciate what I do. So, I mean, I understand that. Chef is in here. Where to Brews at? Chef Lucha's over in Vegas. He's a good man. He's got one right here in a Buc-ee's. So I took him to Buc-ee's this afternoon. Good times. Extremely impressive, this Buc-ee's place. When you're from Nebraska, you're like, there's really a truck stop that's as big as a Sam's Club, and it turns out there is. And not only is there like one of them, there's like many of them around. So Buc-ee's, thanks for sponsoring this tonight. If you want to sponsor the feed, I'm sure we would welcome that.
We would
take some free fudge. That's what we want.
Ooh,
some free
that fudge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so much.
Oh, that was amazing.
Pulled pork. We're all shitty gamers, Chef says. I mean, basically. I mean, we're all shitty at something. Yo, Buc-ee's, says Notable Joe, old Hastings friend who's here in Dallas. When he said Buc-ee's, did you think for a moment he meant Buc-ee's? What's up, Koiser?
I did, because in Omaha we have Buc-ee's, which is not the same.
But y'all have Come and Go, which I like Come and Go's, but Come and Go is not Buc-ee's.
Also known as Ejaculate and Evacuate. Nut and Bolt.
Pump and Dump.
Yep.
Koiser, good friend of the program as well. I want to visit a Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's are great, Chef. Come on over.
You want to visit a Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Today was my first day. Wow. Just nothing can prepare you.
It was also, I'm going to try to turn this camera down a little bit more.
Cool.
So it gets more of our Buc-ee's was and I was like, you have to go to the bathroom here.
Unfortunately, I had to go to the bathroom.
You won't find a cleaner bathroom in any restroom probably in the country. They pride themselves on clean bathrooms.
I mean, if you go to the bathroom at a Flying J in the Midwest, you're gonna get hepatitis if you're lucky. And
a lot
Buc-ee's was like, you could have delivered a baby in there. It was like an operating room.
And you'll dodge people trying to sell you meth in the parking lot at Flying J's.
Riz says he's a Wawa guy, which you can't argue with Wawa. East Coast all the way. Been to New Jersey, Philadelphia, New York.
I've never been in a Wawa's. I'm sorry.
Buddy.
I haven't. Am I missing something?
Yes.
I heard they have good food.
No, it's good. It's not as big as Buc-ee's, but Wawa's amazing. Shout out to Wawa if you want to sponsor this as well.
I want to come to Texas so I can go to Buc-ee's and get a real 10-gallon hat. They had some cowboy hats there, but I'll tell you, a lot of the clothes they have are sketch, unless it's the Buc-ee's logo.
I'd love to know where there's a clean Flying J, because I've never actually been to one.
Yeah, you say our Flying J is clean. Is that up in your neck of the woods, Riz? Because
is that like independently owned and operated or something? Because
that's a franchisee.
Yeah, it must be like they must not let trucks stop there.
The one in Amarillo, like I would stop there sometimes on the way to the airport. if I was going to fly out of town, and yeah, it's not clean. The one in Amarillo is not clean.
I thought
you can find porno DVDs in the parking lot. Like, it's bad.
I thought the Flying J was named after the guy that I saw in the shower there.
My name starts with a J. It could be me. Get so drunk that I'm flying.
Oh, Davenport Quad Cities represent.
Oh, Davenport, Iowa. You got it. How far is Davenport, Iowa from Omaha?
It's about 5.5 hours.
Okay.
There's some great breweries there in the Quad Cities. Shout out to the Quad Cities. Love that spot.
One of these days I'm going to have to head up there and surprise some of these friends up there.
I have frequent business at the University of Iowa and Iowa City, and sometimes we go to Chicago from there.
Okay.
You got to stop in the Quad Cities. It's phenomenal.
If I do come up there, I'm just afraid that Julian's going to try to make me babysit his kid, and it's just not going to happen. So we'll have to take care of that. So anyway, I just wanted y'all to see the donation goals. We're doing so well. We've still got about 2.5 weeks to go. I also want to make sure in the chat people know. Koitzer says it's about 300 miles. Contest. So I'm still giving away a free copy. It's a major award. I'm still giving away a free copy of Deathloop on PC, and I don't know why, but I'm not getting the same response. I think a lot of the people who followed me or did the Twitch stuff for the last contest have just come back and repeated on this, because I'm not getting a whole lot of new followers to the channel, but I am getting a lot of people entering. So I don't think it's scams. I did add something where basically you can also enter if you go and look at k9.org. So if you go look at their website, but you have to do one of the other, or a couple of the three things first before you can even get that to count. So, hey, Toko Boy shows up with his crazy gifted subs, and is given a gifted sub to Bucky Beaver 420. So kind.
It's a great name too. That one's for you, Bucky.
That one's for you, Bucky, and that one's for you, Toko. Thank you for the gifted sub. You are the leader in gifted subs, and I don't think there's even a second place. Although Miles made a push when he gave 50 gifted subs in that one stream. That was the same stream that Treebeard gave $300 in one shot. We are still doing that. This dog does not have a name. As of right now, Treebeard's in the lead at $300. If anyone donates more than $300, you get to name this dog forever. Safe for work name, something I can actually tell canine companions about. And because the green screen is off, you can see a little better, because usually this yellow is like reflecting and everything because of the chroma key. But you can see now. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? We don't know. But it'll be up to you to choose. And right now it's Treebeard.
Does it even matter? I mean,
it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. Whatever you want to call it. Treebeard has a pretty good story for why he would name it a certain thing. But y'all can help out with that if you want. Went to the one in Royce City today. Oh yeah. So when I Googled it, because I was like, we're going to go to Bucky's. I knew there was one in Denton, just south of the city line of Denton. But that's a bit of a drive from where we live. And then I Googled it. There's 3 others that are closer to us than Denton, and Royce City was one of them. But the closest one for us was Melissa, which was funny because Melissa's in the other room. And I bought her a shirt that says Bucky's, Melissa, Texas. So had to. It was $10. Come on. You kidding me? Okay, so I think that covers all of the open items. So guess what we're going to do now? I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to pull up this, and I'm going to press desktop. TierMaker!
Bum, bum, bum.
There we are. There's what we're looking at on stream. So can I zoom that out a little bit? Will that be good? Just want to make sure that everyone can see everything. This is the list that we chose. Now, this list is pretty thorough, but of course it's not the be-all end-all, because there's like 1 trillion beers out there, and we can't rank them all. This is where I need your input, folks. Okay? Normally, I'm a bit of a dictator on these TierMaker streams. I say what I say goes. This is my fucking channel. You don't like it? Make your own damn Twitch channel and you stream, and then you tell me what you think. Okay, but in this, I have someone who flew in from town. He's a guest. I mean, Melissa was on with one of these with me, and I still was like, it's my list, but okay, you're right. And I changed a couple because she had good points. He's a guest, so I can't really be an asshole. Like, I can, but I shouldn't.
I mean, you should be, but
I should.
I deserve it.
I probably should. Maybe I will. I don't want to zoom in too much, but I want y'all to see this whole list. So, roughly 1 trillion, yeah. It's a rounding. I rounded. Of all the TierMakers, I had the least opinions on this one. Well, just because I quit drinking doesn't mean I don't still remember. Of all the TierMaker, okay, Lucha says, if Asahi is below B, I will fight you. Chef Lucha is an interesting fellow, by the way. He's an actual chef, but in his spare time, he is a lucha wrestler.
Oh, that is amazing.
And he was friends with Anthony Bourdain. He's working on a book about it right now.
That's incredible.
Very interesting fellow. Chef, the next time you guys are live streaming a wrestling match, you got to let me know. I watched that last one. I want to watch another one. Okay. So, if Asahi is below B, I will fight you. Let's not get ahead of ourselves yet.
Yeah,
okay.
Keep that in mind.
So this list is kind of, well, not quite in alphabetical order, but it's close.
It feels that way. Although Takate is last, which I don't know.
I mean, we'll put Zima over there.
There you go.
Zima's on here. That's good. It's almost alphabetical. It's almost. Hey, Youngling's on here. Okay. Let's start from the top. We're gonna work from the top all the way down, and there'll be a few in here. Maybe neither one of us have tried. And before we get started, Toko Boy with the gifted sub to Chef Lucha. Well, thank you for that. You've now gifted 153 subs to this channel. That is like over $300 in support in just that alone, much less all the TTS trolling with the bit donations, which, by the way, those are all turned back on again. So if y'all want to troll us with TTS, I will turn it up loud enough for us to hear that. So y'all just bring it. I mean, Toko, you are. Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Is he everything you wish you could be?
And more. Okay, so the TTS trolling is in for 10 bits or more, so go ahead and get back to that if you want to. All the rules from the Dr. Disrespect stream are thrown out the window. Okay. Angry Orchard. Holy fuck.
Whoa.
Koiser with $100 donation, dude. Are you kidding me right now? Koiser, God, I keep telling people you're my Mr. Beast. Thank you so much for that. God. $100. We're just getting started and we got a $100 donation from Koiser. Dude, that puts us over. What's the number? We're at like $18.90 now.
Uh-oh.
Plus the 2 gifted subs. We're just a little over $100 away from me showing off my senior picture on stream. You've never seen it.
No. I mean, I asked your mom for it when I used to date her, but I mean,
okay,
she wouldn't show it to me.
Thank you, Koiser, for the gifted sub, the $100 donation. You're nuts, dude. I so much appreciate it. I know you could sweep in and beat Treebeard. The fact that you're not, and you're just kind of throwing a few out there. You're a good man. You're a good man. We are close to the senior picture. We're just a little over 100 away. When you add in these gifted subs from Toko, we're gonna be close. All right, Angry Orchard. I like when you interrupt me with donations. It's all going to a great cause, right? Okay. Angry Orchard. I'm going to put my ranking. So here's how we're going to do this. Since I've got the mouse here.
You are in control.
I'm going to put it where I want it to be, but we're going to make this a group effort.
Okay.
This is something I don't do. Boy, he's a guest in my house, so I'm going to be less rude than usual. I will start it where I think it belongs. You tell me where you think it belongs. And if we split the difference, I'll put it in the middle.
Okay.
If you are completely like you're fucking stupid and I hate you and you start a fist fight,
count on it.
Then okay, you need another beer. You need to drink that.
I'll finish this up. Don't worry.
Wait a minute. We get
There's a reason that we're doing this stream when I'm here.
For every 100 bits, he has to chug his beer. No, we're not gonna do that. You can get banned that way for doing that. Actually, Angry Orchard is my go-to cider. Angry Orchard's damn good. In fact, it's so good. I'm putting it A tier. Here's why. The regular Angry Orchard original cider is a little too sweet for most people. I love it. I think it's perfect. Add a shot of Fireball, even better. And if this was Angry Balls, it's S tier. That was my poison for about the last year and a half or 2 years that I was drinking. So I loved it. But Angry Orchard by itself's good. Y'all just had a strawberry one today, which they've just recently put out. I don't know when. I haven't kept up.
Yeah, and I think that one's Charlie tier probably.
Okay.
But I agree with you. Angry Orchard, put a shot of Fireball in it. You're talking about S tier, but A tier.
You're good with A tier?
Yeah, I am. Actually.
Okay.
I'm kind of surprised we agree.
We're already agreeing. Riz says Fall Brew is S tier. Haven't had that one.
I'm going to try it now that you recommended it.
Yeah, we'll have to wait because it's not fall yet, but when it comes. Arrogant Bastard Ale. So we are going to 2 sides of the spectrum here.
Yep.
Arrogant Bastard Ale.
You know, so I'm going to go, okay, all right. Well, I'm going to go Charlie on that.
Okay, so we can't really split the difference, but here's something I do, and if you haven't seen one of these before, once these start stacking up, I will start ranking them in order on each of the list.
Marbia Sam Adams is wicked smart.
Wicked smart. Oh, so something you need to know about Toka Boy. He works with me. One of his favorite movies of all time is Good Will Hunting. He's going to quote it a lot.
I love it.
He will do TTS and make the robot say quotes from the movie, but he'll change words in there. Instead of the Patriots, it'll be the Broncos. If you're coming over watching the fucking Broncos games, I'll fucking kill you.
I love it.
He's going to hit you with that a few times. Big fan. Good Will Hunting. In fact, we met around the time that movie came out in theaters, although Nels was the one who told me to go see it.
Nels Christian Anderson.
Nels Mormon Anderson.
Yeah, he was. Indeed.
A lot of mutual friends. Okay. Thank you for those bits, Toko. I'm putting Arrogant Bastard as a D. You put it as a C. It is... beers that are aged in oak barrels or bourbon barrels, I hate. I don't know that this is. I don't think it is.
There is a version of it that is.
Okay.
That I would put it a C. But the regular Arrogant Bastard is just an ale.
Okay. It's too much for me.
Mm-hmm.
It is too... I don't want to say too dark, but it's too thick and too... It is chunky beer.
So my opinion about Arrogant Bastard is that it is not a great beer, but people drink it because of the name of it, right?
It's good marketing. It's good marketing.
I am an Arrogant Bastard, and so I have had this beer many times because I identify with the name of the beer, and I'm telling you, it's
named after me.
It's good marketing, and we were I can't remember where we were today, maybe Whole Foods or something, and they had that liquid death water or whatever.
It was Whole Foods.
And I was like, man, this could be the most terrible water in the world, but that marketing, it works on me. And Arrogant Bastard falls into that category. Yeah. Medium beer. And so I'm happy with D.
Okay. You're right with D.
Yep, I am. But
you like the oak barrel or the bourbon barrel aged one better. And you would put that as a C if it's on this list.
I'm like a functional alcoholic, so I'll drink it, but it's not
I think that we have a pattern that we're going to hear a lot here.
Yeah. I'll say that about 16 times.
By the way, I want to point something out. And let's just get a little music playing in the background. Because I want to... Let's do the no copyright stream. Let's just mix that up a bit. Give me just 1 second.
Please let it be the music from Price is Right.
No, it's not.
Dang it.
It's not.
You promised me Price is Right music.
I'm going to turn it down a little bit. I just want to have some music in the background. Just a little bit. A little vaporwave. If that's too loud, y'all let me know in the chat, please. This is the first time I've done this with audio coming from my speakers. I usually always have my headphones on, but that doesn't really work for him. So it's kind of loud.
We were going to share headphones, but that's weird.
Yeah. I don't have those studio ones I can flip out a little bit. All right, we'll just do that. So a little bit. I just want a little bit of music. So Arrogant Bastard, I'm putting it as a D. Great marketing. Great marketing. And the Liquid Death water, Melissa bought me a can because she's like, hey, you're going to like this. It's like Liquid Death. And I'm like, it's fucking marketing. And it's just water.
Yep.
It's just water in a can.
In a can.
Great marketing. Asahi. All right. Dr. D playlist. Yeah, it is basically the Dr. D playlist. You just come to check it out. Okay. Chef Lucha, you were saying that Asahi cannot be higher than B or lower than B?
If it's lower than B,
if it's below B, he'll fight. Okay.
So I say we put it at C.
I think it's an F.
Really?
I'm just kidding. Asahi's actually pretty good. Asahi's pretty good. It's not... I have a better favorite.
King Cobra.
Yes.
I don't want to spoiler alert, but I think I see it down there in the K's. But we'll get to that.
Asahi's a little dry for me. It's super dry, but it's still pretty good. And as far as the Japanese style type beers, I'm good. I'm good with Asahi. How do you feel about Asahi so far on this list? And by the way, I just want to preface, maybe more for you than other people who are watching. I might put something at a B, and then as I'm starting to rank other beers, you start to look at it and go, it's better than that beer, or it's worse than that beer, and we'll make changes. So these are not final rankings at the start. How do you feel about Asahi?
I would put it at a C.
Okay.
It's pretty medium. If I'm having sushi or...
Fight him, chef.
Yeah. Bring it on.
He's here in Dallas right now.
Bring some food when you fight me, because I'll need some after we're done fighting. But this, I think it's okay. Like, C to me is average, and it doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not, like, there are other beers at a good restaurant that I would pick over it, and that's just my opinion.
I'll be honest. when the rest of the Bs come in, it's probably going to be in the back section of the Bs.
Mhm.
But I'm leaving it as a B because Chef Luch's, I'm afraid of him and I don't want him to beat me.
You don't want him to fight you, and
So it's like a B minus for me, but it is still pretty good. C's average, yeah. I mean, C plus B minus is pretty much where I would probably put it. That's fair. Ballast Point. I don't think I've ever had this.
I have.
Okay, so if I haven't tried it, I'll start here. Then your ranking is pretty much going to default. How do you feel about Ballast Point?
I'm gonna put it in the A group.
Really?
Yes. So it is a very good IPA. It's a good West Coast IPA.
Okay, I don't do IPAs.
See, this is gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
We're not gonna agree about it.
Yeah.
But Ballast Point Sculpin is like one of the original West Coast IPAs. They've, Ballast Point has gone downhill a little bit as a brewery, but I still love it. It's still got a special place in my heart because they originated it. It's actually like very close to the brewery that does Arrogant Bastard.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's crazy that you have all these great beers that come from the same place, but I would actually put Ballast Point above Stone, which does Arrogant Bastard.
Okay.
It's an A for me, and that's,
Okay.
if you disagree with me, then I'm really sorry that you have bad taste.
I'm not into IPAs. They taste too bitter to me. They just, it's this, most IPAs don't, I've had a few where someone's like, if you don't like IPAs, you should try this IPA. I'm like, that's not a good pitch. But then I sip it and I'm like, that's actually okay. But if I'm going to go out and choose a beer, I don't choose IPA like ever. So that's just my personal taste. Some people love IPA. Some people swear by them. But there are people out there who also like sour beers. Like, fuck off. Like, get that out of here.
I like sour beers.
Fuck off. Get that out of here.
Okay. This is going to go well.
Chef says not an IPA fan. All right, Chef, I knew I liked you. Notable Joe, by definition, IPAs will be bitter. Well, thank you.
I like my beer and my coffee like I like my ex-girlfriends, bitter and dark.
All right. Wow. Okay. Bex.
Okay, I feel like you're being generous.
Oh, you put it even lower?
Yeah, I'd be F.
This is F on Bex.
Bex is F tier for me. It's
here's why I can't quite go F, because most of the time I've had it, I've been in Europe. And I'm in a good mood drinking in Europe. And if Bex is like the best thing you can get, I'll drink it. And I'm like, hey, I'm having a beer in England, or I'm having a beer in wherever. Does it deserve an F? Maybe.
I think so.
But is it better than Arrogant Bastard? To me, it's not really much better or much worse.
I would drink Arrogant Bastard 100 times before I drink one Bex.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm not, and I admit I'm not a huge fan.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I don't feel passionate about that D. So if you're passionate about the F, we'll go ahead and drop it down there because this is a group effort.
That's very good of you.
Yeah, thanks.
I can see that our counseling that we've gone to together is working.
We were on an episode on Showtime of the couples therapy. Okay. Now, Blue Moon. Fuck you.
I agree.
Yeah!
If you have
Teamwork.
to put an orange in your beer,
thank you,
then it sucks.
Now, we'll get to Corona in a minute. Wait, we won't. Corona's not on the list.
It might be out of alphabetical order down below. No, it's not there. But Tecate is down there, and we can have a conversation about citrus and Tecate. But Blue Moon is an orange.
Yes. No, I'm trying to make the comparison of, I was in Mexico one time, and I was drinking a Corona with a lime, and a sales rep for 2K Games in Mexico was giving me shit because I'd been around him before, and he's a pretty funny dude. And he was like, only gringos put fruit in their beer. And I'm like, what? Really? And then another dude told me, we put limes in our beer sometimes. Like, don't let him fuck with you. But here's the thing. Corona by itself without a lime is still okay, right? It's a little bit better with a lime. Blue Moon by itself, I don't like it. I hate it. You put an orange slice in it, I still don't like it. But if that's their marketing point, that we have to add fruit to it for it to say, why? I don't understand. But they've got a big marketing budget because they got bought by someone big, right?
I agree with Chef Lucia.
Chef's
saying,
right.
Yeah, if you want a fruity drink, have a cocktail. 100% agree with you.
100%.
Just had a margarita for dinner. 100%.
Two.
Yeah. Or whatever. Who's counting, Jeremiah?
Oh, you had the one, and then she got the other one,
true.
and you're like,
Paloma,
I want that kind.
Yeah, I do. You're right.
What was it called?
A Paloma.
A Paloma.
It was excellent.
Captain Riz, I have to point out, I don't feel passionate about that D. That's what she said.
Call an ambulance, but not for me.
Call an ambulance on that joke. Okay, next, Bud Light Lime Limerita. I haven't had it. You're gonna have to tell me. Same with Bud Light Lime. I haven't had it. You're gonna have to tell me if you had these, or are they worth it?
Okay, so Bud Light Limerita is a C for me.
Okay, we'll do that.
I am not going to turn down a Limerita because it's actually like a pretty good genetically engineered margarita flavor.
GMOs.
Yeah, it's totally GMO. Bud Light Lime can go into the F category for me.
Okay.
And it's like someone snuck something into your Bud Light, but you don't want it there, and I don't love it.
Okay.
Like
wouldn't you just put some lime salt in a beer,
that would
and it would
be
probably be
refreshing.
better? Yeah.
Because there'd be salt, not like a sweet lime flavor.
So I'm gonna skip ahead to Bud Light Orange because again I haven't had it.
It is kind of the same tier for me as
lime.
Yep.
Okay.
You know what? I like lager, and as you'll find out, I'm gonna have some lager beers coming up in the top tier because I like a lager beer.
Okay.
But if you're gonna do an orange flavor in a beer, put orange juice in it. Like
instead of whatever fake flavoring.
Yeah, it's called orange beer, and it's really good. It's or a beer mosa, as we call it in Nebraska.
Okay.
And that's the way to go. Don't put the artificial orange flavor in the beer. Whatever, it's probably like orange oil or some nonsense, but...
Riz says their Etas are good. I like the strawberryita.
Yeah, I agree.
And Chef says all buds need to be F tier.
You're not going to be disappointed as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a reason why I wouldn't put Bud Light as an F or Budweiser as an F. And I'm not coming up with anything.
So I would put Budweiser as a D because I feel like of the Bud family, it's a little bit superior.
Because it's the king of beers?
I mean, no. It's pork chop in a can. If you can't get meat in your diet, then you have to drink Bud Heavy, as we call it.
All right. Yeah.
We're still in the lower tier here. I just think we want to distinguish it from its cousins that represent, Have you ever heard that conversation?
It's the king of beers.
Yeah, well, there's always
just like Michael Jackson was the king of pop.
They call it sex in a canoe because
it's near water.
Fucking near water.
Yeah. Look, I drank a decent amount of Bud Light when I was in college and a little beyond college. But I mostly drank worse than that. Keystone Light, Busch Light, a little Natty Light, although Natty Light gave me bad headaches because the wort that they use is really cheap. And there's a reason why it's so inexpensive.
17 of them. So,
well, you get a pack of stones. You get 30 stones.
Speaking of marketing, Keith Stone,
genius.
Felt like I was related to that guy.
It's amazing. So personally, I would probably put Bud Light above Budweiser. But there's nothing wrong with Budweiser if you're out with your friends and you're on a boat and they got Bud. You're not going to turn it down.
No, for sure.
Weiser should be above Light at the least. All right, we did that, Chef. Budweiser is great. I don't know what that is. What is
Natty Splatties? We've all had those.
Natty Splatties. I think if you drink as much beer as I would drink on any given night, it doesn't matter what quality the beer is, it's probably going to get Splatties. But yes, Natty Light is shit. And if it's in here, I just basically it. Let's go ahead and skip ahead to that. I'm sorry, Natty Lights is F tier.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
Good call. Save us some time later.
And we'll do Natty Ice too.
Oh.
Even
that
worse.
Needs to be at the bottom.
Yeah, it's F minus.
Bottom dweller.
Okay, so we're getting through the list a little bit quicker. Busch. I'm gonna put it as a D, if only because for the price, it's about as good as Budweiser, but it's cheaper.
I agree, and so those of you who know how Bud is made knows that Budweiser puts rice in all of their Bud line, and the Busch is just beer, and it's really, really, I think a lot better beer, but a lot better. It's a D. I agree.
Okay, resub.
Oh, that's...
I, thankfully, have never personally interacted with natural light.
Well, good for you, Robin. I am so glad that you did not, because I have, and you're not missing anything. Thank you for the resub. 9 months. That's a stream baby. Thank you.
And also, Robin, we know you're a better person than us because of that. I am for that.
I'm not going to argue it.
No.
My brother used to drink that garbage. Notable Joe, Budvar is the Czech brewer that created Budweiser beer. Is that a well-known fact, or are you like a connoisseur? You pinky
I
out.
didn't know that. I'm impressed by that.
All right, you're gonna grab a refill. Help
Yeah.
yourself. Now's when I change all of his rankings. Actually, I don't know what this is. I gotta zoom in on this. What is Cass Fresh? I never even
never
heard
had
of it. So neither one of us have had this Cass Fresh thing. I'm gonna Google it. Let's do a live Goog.
For those of you wondering, I'm drinking Tup's DDH Alpha Drop. It looks pretty great. We'll try it. It's a double dry hop IPA.
Did you have one earlier today or that?
I did,
or-
yeah.
Okay, it's good.
I gave it a 4.0 on Untapped.
Oh, you're on the Untapped app.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about it on a Prague trip. Okay. So this Budvar thing he's talking about on a trip to Prague.
I'm adding that to my list of things that I need to do.
I like prog rock.
Progressive metal.
Not the same thing. So we're putting Cass Fresh down and never tried. Neither one of us have had it. I don't know if that is... Well, let me Google that again because I want to know where it's from. Cass Fresh. My dog's name is Cassie. Beer advocate. Seoul, Korea. Interesting.
Haven't had it.
I've never seen it like at World Market or any of those types of places. So, up next to the stage, everyone give a warm welcome to Cass Fresh. Get those dollar bills ready, gentlemen.
Confessions of a Strip Club DJ.
What were you pointing at? These rankings
The
down
rankings. Have you
Two-
look at the, I'm
211,
glad I haven't tried that.
205,
Seems like Natty-
131.
1.02.
I mean, the smell. How does it smell? It's not like bouquet. They put smell. All right, Colt 45.
Same.
Like I'm not. There are a couple of malt liquors I do enjoy. I enjoyed more when I was younger, and I've had them when I was older, and I don't like them as much. I'll tell you, the malt liquors. When you get a little older, and maybe you have a few extra dollars, and you can afford better beer, you get it.
Yeah, I mean, if
There's
there
no
was-
reason for us in our age now to drink Colt 45. There's
No.
just not. It's nothing against it. If you drink Colt 45 and you like it, I'm guessing you're probably in your early 20s, maybe mid to late 20s at the most. That's my guess. It's just a wild stab.
Or maybe you just love Lando Calrissian, and Billy D. Williams was the salesperson for Colt 45 in the 1990s, and that is the only positive association I have with Colt 45 is Billy D. Williams.
So I had a friend who was from the streets, and we were all hanging out together. So we all worked together, and we had a party at one of my friend's apartments. And he's like, "We're gonna get you a 40. You never had a 40? Oh, I'm getting you a Colt 45 40." I drank maybe past the part of the bottle where it gets to the wide part, and I was like, "Dude, I can't." And one of my other friends, who's Irish, was like, "Nah, man, Mickey's is where it's at. You gotta drink Mickey's." And I'm like, "Am I really okay?" We were across the street from a 7-Eleven. Walked across the street, bought a 40 of Mickey's, brought it back. I liked Mickey's. Now, I've had Mickey's recently, I'd say 6-7 years ago. It's not as good as I remember it. Is Mickey's on this list? Am I getting ahead of myself? No, Mickey's
I
is
don't
not
see
on
it.
this
That's
list.
all right. I was looking for it too.
It's fine. It's no big deal. Coors Banquet. So I don't like Coors, but it's kind of up there with Budweiser. But Coors Light, I'll put as a C, but that's a generous C. It's probably going to be a C minus. In terms of shitty, cheaper light beers, you can do worse.
So I'm gonna agree with you on Coors Light.
Okay.
Werewolf Killers, the Silver Bullet, always a good thing for me. If you're just gonna have some beers on a patio,
If it's quantity
Yep.
over quality,
you know.
Coors Light's okay.
Yep, absolutely.
But where do you on
Banquet
Coors
beer,
Banquet?
I'm gonna put it as a B. Because
Really?
To me, that is the king of lagers, of domestic beers. Coors Banquet beer, and it's not just because Sam Elliott was on their commercials. Like as I said, marketing is what I'm all about.
Coors beer.
But I'd put Coors up there on a B.
Or if you're from the South, it's called Coors.
Coors or Wyoming. That's for
So if you're calling it a B, we'll split the difference at a C.
I'm fine with that.
But I'll put it. We'll put it ahead of Coors Light just a little bit.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with Coors Regular, but given a choice, I usually would go light. But I would never have a problem drinking Coors.
Yeah, I'm pro Coors.
All right, we got a couple of IPAs up next. Let's knock out 3 in a row
I like that.
because I haven't had any of these.
Okay. So, Citradelic, New Belgium, which
Love New Belgium.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fort
I would
Collins.
put that as a C.
We've gone there together a couple times.
Yep. It's a decent IPA. It's tangerine is what they say it tastes like, but really it's just the hops. It's a lot of Citra hops,
Okay.
which carry sort of a an orangey flavor, and I would put it as a C, which again I don't think it's a bad beer. It's not a it's a pretty good mass-produced IPA.
Okay, that's I was gonna ask, like, in terms of where it ranks on the IPA scale, because you're ranking it as overall beer, and that's where you put it as a C. If you were just ranking IPAs without seeing a full list, is it above average? Would it be maybe a B, or is it still in the middle?
It's a C.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a C all around.
Yep. It's a decent beer. I'm not gonna.
But if you're gonna drink something from New Belgium,
yep,
that's not your first choice.
Yes.
Okay.
Same with Fresh Squeeze.
So Fresh Squeeze also a C?
Yeah, it's a very good Founders mass-produced IPA. A lot of people like it. It's very drinkable, but nothing special, honestly. It's
okay.
Just, West Coast style IPA.
Agreed on the course, says Chef Lucha. Love that. Chef Robin. You've been promoted to chef. Secretly Robin. Asahi is pretty good, though. Glad we can agree on that. It is pretty good. I have a better opinion of another Oriental beer in here. We'll get to that in a minute.
It's coming.
Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA.
I'm putting that at a B.
You like that one more?
I do.
All right.
And Dogfish Head, originally like an independent brewery. Subsequently, they've teamed up with Sam Adams and become more of a corporate conglomerate.
Okay.
They have a 120-minute IPA that's like knocks your socks off, but the 90-minute IPA is to me above those other two IPAs, I think, but not quite Sculpin level.
How about Founders All Day IPA? Since we're still on the IPA tip.
I think again, it's probably a D because it's not as good as the Fresh Squeeze, which has a very, and I don't necessarily like when they try to tone down an IPA by making it a session beer. Do you know what makes a session beer?
I do not. Please tell me.
So a session beer has an alcohol content that's between 4 and 5% because in England and Ireland, they would make these beers that were lower content so people could go in on their lunch break or whatever and have a beer. Right. And so it's got less alcohol in it. That's not a negative for me. It just, to me, they tried to modify it too much. So all day IPA, you can drink it all day, but I don't know why you would want to.
Okay, I learned something new today. Session ale, got it. So that's a D for you. Those other two are C's, and then Dogfish is your best so far of these IPAs you've seen.
Well, don't forget Sculpin.
Oh, Sculpin is an IPA as well. You're right. Okay, Secretly Robin, I like Founders All Day because it's not citrusy. And I want to say that all the IPA is on the high end of the session beer class. Okay, so
I totally agree with her.
So you're good with that on session beers, but you'd still rather have a regular.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fair. Dos Equis. I want to preface this with for a couple years I worked in Mexico, not living there, but I traveled there quite a bit for work. I drank more than my share of Dos Equis. They don't really drink a lot of Coronas there, but Dos Equis is way more prevalent. And then, of course, stuff like Victoria, which they finally brought over after I transferred to a different team. Dos Equis, to me, is pretty damn good. As far as Mexican beers, it's one of my favorites. Victoria is pretty high up there as well. But Dos Equis, in a big-ass mug, good shit. You can drink it all day. I've sat on beaches and drank it all day. It's darkish for a lager. But it has good flavor. And it doesn't get old after you drink a few, and next thing you know, they taste even better.
Yeah.
I'm putting it as a B, but that's in terms of where I would rank it in terms of like Mexican beers. I think it's one of the better ones. But on this list, I still think it deserves to be a B. How do you feel?
I agree. I myself would put it as a C.
Okay.
But I'm not going to argue between a B and a C at this point because I like Dos Equis.
Would you? So if it's a C, you would have it ahead of these probably?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so it would be a C plus probably.
Yep. And
okay.
that to me is where you put the citrus in it because it tastes good, not because it's a bad beer.
So Toka Boy says, I don't know. If the most interesting man in the world drinks it, gotta be an automatic S tier.
I mean, that's another one where the marketing is really good.
Genius.
Like
that guy could have done that till the day he died. Synth and Lasers is here. Captain Riz's boyfriend.
Nice.
Tier list, beer list. Welcome, Synths and Lasers. And that's broccoli that's rotating. I like that. I don't know where you got that emote. Can I see it here? Oh, Frag's Lethal Frag. I like that. I want to make an emote that's a GIF. I need to get on that. Can I do that or you have to be a partner? Probably, because Twitch is like that. My beer drinking boyfriend's here. Well, there you go. Welcome, Synth. Nice to have you here. This is my friend Ryan. We went to college together some 20 years ago. And he is now a doctor of research audiology. Is that your title technically? Well, no, you're a VP of research.
I do hearing research, and I try to figure out better ways to fit hearing aids for kids. And here I am talking about beer on Twitch. So
It's all for the fun drive.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
flew all the way down here to Dallas to be on stream today.
I did.
Not knowing I could have just had him in a video chat on Discord, which I need to do that sometime. Get somebody on a video chat in Discord and do one of these rankings. But while he's here, I turned off the green screen. We zoomed out a little bit, and here we are. Dragon's Milk. Is this a stout?
Yes.
I've never had it.
I'm gonna put it as an A tier beer. It's very good.
It's A tier.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's A. It's a very good beer.
Wow.
They have recently released variants of Dragon's Milk that are aged in different kinds of barrels.
Okay.
They're really well done. Not overpowering. The base stout beer is very good, so if you just get the regular Dragon's Milk, you're not going to be sad about it. If you get one of the variants that's been aged in other barrels, it's great. I would put it as an A tier beer.
Wow. Okay. So, Chef, catching up on chat. To be fair, people talk about dumber shit on Twitch. 125 million%. Synth says, "Oh, that sounds dope. I watch all those creepy ear cleaning videos for fun, so I support audiologists." Is that triggering you, hearing about ear cleaning videos?
No, it's cathartic. Like it's so much fun to watch the ear cleaning videos.
I asked him about Q-tips one time, and he said, "Don't put anything in your ear smaller than your elbow." I can't get my elbow into my ear, so I still trim the hair on the outside, though. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, you need to. I've
Okay,
been telling you to do that for a long time.
I don't want to look like Ed Asner, rest in peace, or no, who am I thinking of? Andy Rooney with the big ass eyebrows and the hair sticking everywhere. I can't do it.
You don't want to look like Edgar Winter got stuck in your ear and can't get out.
They're not quite that white yet. We're getting there. Chef Lucha says, "I'd say B just for the name. Dragon's Milk's a pretty cool name for a beer. It's pretty good." Toko agrees. Okay, Fat Tire. This is S tier, and I don't want to hear shit about it. If you disagree with me, you're in the wrong stream. Except the fact that I drank kegs of that shit. I bought a keg of Fat Tire for the Broncos Super Bowl when they won their second one against the Atlanta Falcons. Some things that probably might still have statute of limitations happened that night. We'll leave it alone. We got really, really fucked up. We jumped through bonfires out in the streets. It was bad. Fat Tire forever, baby. Still my favorite beer. One of my top favorite beers of all time.
So one of the things I have to point out about Fat Tire is that probably about 15 years ago, they changed the way they made Fat Tire in order to make it mass produced.
Yeah.
And in doing so, they took what we did in college and they made it like mass produced. So if we were rating Fat Tire, the entire body of Fat Tire work, I would put it at an S tier. But I would probably rank it a little bit lower if we were going to go to the store right now and buy Fat Tire, because when we used to drink it originally...
You're breaking my heart, man.
Yeah. It used to have the Belgian yeast. Like, it was special. And now it's just fine.
Okay.
But the memories will always be there.
And that's what I'm living off of.
Yeah.
We used to go, so there was an old Chicago that was right near our Hastings. We met working together at Hastings in Greeley, Colorado, in the late 90s. Fat Tire, every Tuesday at Old Chicago's, you could get a 20-ounce mug of Fat Tire, 20 ounce, 22 ounce?
Yep.
For $2.50?
$2.
$2. It was Fat Tire Tuesday. It was
Fat Tire Tuesday.
It was the spot. Okay? When the Broncos used to have spring training or whatever their, not spring training, I think of baseball.
Fall camp or whatever.
Yeah, they would have their training camps in Greeley, Colorado on campus of the college we went to. The players would hang out there. I met John Elway at Old Chicago's because of Fat Tire Tuesday. All right? I'm never going to not love Fat Tire.
That's how Shannon Sharp and I had a kid together. It was because of that bar.
Shannon is a girl's name?
Oh what?
Oh, you adopted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What were you thinking?
I don't know.
That Danny DeVito movie, Twins? Synth and Laser says Fat Tire is like PBR that really believes in itself. Look, PBR has turned into a hipster beer on the West Coast, and I don't get it.
It's coming up. You'll know what I feel about PBR.
I don't. I'm not going to go too deep because it is right there in the bottom of the list. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. This man comes with logic. Chef's complimenting you on your take on Fat Tire. Thank you for that, Chef. Oh, because PBR is in dive bars.
Also known as all bars in Nebraska. I mean, there's not really a difference there.
I mean, is there a high-class bar somewhere? I'm yet to find one. Okay, like Ghost Bar. Okay, sure. All right. Foster's. This is a tough one for me because I would drink them in those oil cans, those 24-ounce or 25-ounce cans. And if you let Foster's get to room temperature, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
But when it's cold, it's not bad. I'm going to put it as a high D because, boy, it's a little bitter. But I have some really good memories on Foster's, and maybe it's a personal thing. I'm going to put it as a D. You are not happy with that.
No.
That's an F for you.
That's an F for 100% sure. And
Chef says C. Chef says C for Foster's? Really? I'm smiling about Foster's, and I put it as a D. He is straight F.
Oof.
Shit tier.
It needs to be like so cold you can't taste it.
It has to be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when it started to warm up, I'm like, this tastes like a totally different beer, and I don't like it. Goose Island beer. A little Chicago action here. So this is Goose Island makes a bunch of different types of beers.
Exactly.
So we're kind of rating the entire. I know they're more famous for their IPA, and then they've got their, what's the yellow one? It's like the yellow line, or it's like the 312. Yep. 312 line. I like 312 line. I drank a good amount of that when I'm in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Never had the IPA because, sorry, fuck IPAs. If you like them, help yourself. He likes them. Fuck all y'all. But how I really feel is Goose Island 312s, pretty good beer.
Yep.
Is it a B? But if we're ranking the 312.
So here's the other thing that Goose Island has.
Yes.
Is they have the Bourbon County Stouts. And if this includes Bourbon County, then it's got to be A. If we're just going to rate it based on their mainline beers, I agree with you. It's a B.
Okay.
So if we're going to go Bourbon County, which is like, those are exceptional beers.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go A or S even.
Okay.
But if we're just talking about 312 and Goose Island IPA, I agree with you.
That's all I've had, or the main
then
lines.
Let's stick with that. But okay. I'm telling you, Bourbon County is where it's at.
Is that an oak-aged or a bourbon-aged barrel?
And Synth and Lasers totally agrees. They have different variants every year. It's kind of a fun thing because you can get these things that are aged in different barrels. They're going to have a Blanton's edition this year that's aged in Blanton barrels.
Okay.
Like it's an event around Thanksgiving. They always release it on Black Friday. So, yes, Synth and Lasers knows these things.
So, Foster's is dog shit, and I'm apparently drinking an F tier beer right now. Synth, what are you drinking? If it's F tier, just don't say Bud Light Orange.
I hope you're drinking Colt 45.
I hope you are
have
too.
A good time.
Colt 45, please. Actually, I'm gonna question your decisions in life, but hey, if you are, help yourself. Fuck IPAs, yeah, Synth, yeah. Robin, I don't care much for anything Goose Island puts out. I like some of their stuff. There's a lot of it I haven't had, and you obviously explained those. My money's on Beck's. Ooh, that's a good bet, Joe. He's probably drinking a Beck's, isn't he? That Bourbon County Goose Island absolutely fucks.
Yep, absolutely.
I can't imagine having a Bud Light and thinking, hey, this needs some citrus, for real. I'm drinking Blue Moon because the gas station was out of Uncommon. I'm surprised any gas stations even carry those around here. Blue Moon's kind of mainstream now. Like, they're running ads on podcasts and shit all the time, and I'm just like, we both agree. If you got to put fruit in your beer to drink it, it sucks. It's dog shit. F tier. Okay. But hey, at least you're drinking something to help yourself. Guinness.
Yep. Yes.
We're on the... Okay.
100%. It's a beer that has been a constant in my life since I started drinking beer at an age that I won't admit publicly. And
the statute of limitations is actually okay on that because it's...
Yeah, we're way beyond that. But I got to tell you...
So when I was 8...
Yeah. So when I started drinking back in County Cork, Guinness is where it's at. I'll have a Guinness. It's one of those beers I'll always come back to. Definite S for sure. And
not in bottles. It's got to be in the cans with the nitrous. Nitrous, is it nitrous that?
Yeah, the
makes
nitrogen.
Nitrogen,
yep.
Not nitrous. I'm thinking Fast and Furious, baby.
You were talking about Fast 10 today.
Fast 10, your seatbelts. I really like Guinness a lot. It's the first stout that I actually really appreciated. My friend Sean Farron is the one who got me into it, Guinness. He's like, you need to drink some Guinness and not in a bottle. You need to drink it either on tap at a pub where they know how to pour it, or you need to get it out of one of those nitrogen canister type cans. He was right. I bought a 4-pack one time just like, fuck it. Yep. I'm going to try it. It's a dark beer. I don't like dark beers. I was like, I'm drinking like a chocolate milk beer almost. It's not chocolatey, which by the way, Young's Double Chocolate Stout is my favorite stout of all time. It's not on this list, but man, Young's Double Chocolate Stout in those nitrogen container cans, the fucking best. And what I would do, what's the raspberry, there's a liqueur, it's a raspberry liqueur, and I would pour like a shot worth in the Young's Double Chocolate Stout.
Ooh.
And it's like you're eating a chocolate covered raspberry.
Was it a lambic? Did you do like the framboise?
No. I like those.
Yeah, the
They're
framboise
low
lambic.
in, they're
in
low
a
in
chocolate
alcohol.
stout, yeah.
They're low in alcohol, but they're good to drink just for sipping.
Yep.
No, it's like a liqueur. It was stronger than that. I don't remember what it was.
I should know, but I don't.
I think I have it here in the liquor cabinet somewhere because my mom and stepdad got me drinking it one time. All right, let me catch up on chat. Guinness is S tier, huh? Yeah, it is, Robin. You got a problem with that? Harry Hare approves, of course, because he's got the Irish family as well. Harry Hare's a guy I used to work with as well, and he went to college in Galway for a semester.
See, I would have died if that happened.
Yeah, straight up college town.
They have a liver transplant program in Galway.
And when we went to Ireland, we went to Cliffs of Moher for a couple of hours, and Galway is like 30 or 40 minutes north of that. And it's like, I bet I could see Galway up there. That's where my boy went to college. I wish I could have gone and seen it. Guinness is high for me simply because I love Guinness corned beef. Okay, are you gonna make us some, chef? Can you deep freeze it and send it to me? I had a Guinness at the Dublin brewery. First thing we did when we landed. So we didn't go to the brewery in Dublin. And we had time to, and we walked by it, but we were going to, we were going to go to a museum or something. And I was like, I like Guinness a lot, but I don't feel this desire that I have to go to the brewery because that was going to be 2 or 3 hours out of our time. It's either that or we're going to go to this one museum that she wanted to go to. I was like, you know what? We'll go to the museum. And I had a great time at the museum. So I have no regrets. If I go back to Dublin, okay, I'll probably go to the Guinness brewery. It just seemed like such a touristy thing to do that I just, and she doesn't drink beer, so I didn't want to come with me to the brewery. I've done that enough with her with Fat Tire and Odell's. I've dragged her to all of those, so I didn't want to make a big deal of it. But it would have been cool to go. I will say this. I had people tell me Guinness tastes different in Ireland. I did not taste a difference. And I'm sure it does have some sort of a difference. Maybe my palate isn't as refined. I didn't notice a difference. If you've been to Ireland and you've had it there and you had it here in the US and you've noticed a difference, tell me in the chat. All right. They make a Guinness Nitro cold brew that's kind of difficult to describe. I wouldn't choose to willingly consume it again. Chef says I make a mean Guinness stew.
I'm here for that.
Guinness Nitro cold brew sounds cursed. Legit. 8 of them and drank 7 just to get them out of the house. There's a thing called the sink.
Or the toilet if you're embarrassed about using your sink.
Gumball Head beer. Never even heard of it.
So this is Three Floyds out of Muncie, Indiana.
Okay.
And it's an S for me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Okay, what kind of beer is this?
So this is like a wheat beer.
Okay.
So
I'm hit or miss on
wheat.
Yeah, easy. I'm hit or miss on wheat beers.
Three Floyds is outstanding. Like they are top tier in my opinion.
Wow. Okay.
They make some beers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they make some beer. They have one called Zombie Dust. They have so many beers there. If you get a chance, if you're in Chicago, go down to Three Floyds, check it out. Wow, that's all I have to say. Wow.
That's a pretty glowing recommendation for Gumball Head beer.
It's exceptional. Yes.
If I fall off the wagon, I'll make a point.
Yep.
And if the Cubs are any good again, I'll go back to Chicago.
You should.
Heineken, F tier.
Yep.
Next.
Agree.
Yeah, love we're on the same page.
Yep.
Horse piss, skunky beer, get the fuck out.
Yep.
I'm sorry. You got a great marketing budget. I love that you support Formula One racing. Bye. You taste like shit. I've tried, man. And part of the problem is they put it in those green bottles, and the green bottles lets too much light in, and it fucks with the flavor.
Yeah.
No Heineken allowed here. That's right.
Yeah.
Chef, you are nailing it.
No Heinekens.
Riz says 3 Floyds is too many Floyds.
I agree.
You ever do stuff that you don't like doing, but you just kind of keep going? It's the World of Warcraft of beers. I hate this game, and I'm still playing it for 500 more hours. Henry's Hard Soda. Okay, I have had these.
Me too.
Because they've been around long enough for me. And I was in this vibe where it's like spiked root beer. Loved them.
Yep.
They're candy.
Orange
They're
soda.
dangerous. Henry's Orange Soda is amazing. Now, I'm going to put it as an A because I think it's on par with Angry Orchard.
I agree.
But man, they're good.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you've had 5 of them and you're like stumbling around because you're like, hey, this tastes really good. It's refreshing.
Yep. I agree.
Because they're also like 6 or 7%.
Yeah. And it's like, you feel like you're getting tested for diabetes when you drink one, but it's so good. So good.
So since Synth and Lasers says that and Stella, we're going to get to Stella. Stella's on this list, so we will get to that. I have a story to tell about Stella. White extra cold. I've never had this. Have you had it?
Is it South African? Because I feel like I might have had it.
Have you been to South Africa?
Yes.
Height extra cold. This guy's been around the world, and he can't find his baby.
Nope, that's Korea. Have not had it.
Okay, Height Ice Point. Not had it.
Nope.
It's slightly ranked higher than the other Korea. Oh, we'll get to that list later. We might be doing another TierMaker ranking Deftone albums. Stick around. A band that we were supposed to be seeing tomorrow night, and then they postponed their show. So, Cask Fresh, another Oriental beer, and now we've got Height Extra Cold.
Nope.
But this ranked a little bit better because there's Cask Fresh, 61.
That's the king of Korean beers, is Height Ice Point, I guess.
But Height Extra Cold, what's that score, folks?
59, dudes. 59.
Where's those emotes? Where's those nice emotes? Let's see them. 69. You know the drill. Nice. There it is. Toko drops the nice emote. So, I've had them. I don't think it belongs on this list. You're talking about Gumball Head? That and Stella's is Heineken marketed as being fancy. We'll get to that. Nice. Thank you, Synth. Appreciate that. All right, Keystone Light. Here's my thing. If I'm putting Busch as a D, Keystone Light is still a D, but it's ahead of Busch.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
It's value for the money is the reason why those aren't Fs.
Yeah, I mean, can we put Foster's at the end of the D?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. It'll be a D- for sure. Yeah. All right. King Cobra. Come on. I had it one time. It's worse than Colt 45.
It is. And
It's so
but I have
bad.
a funny story about King Cobra.
All right, bring it.
At the Budweiser Brewery in St. Louis, you can have their guarantee is that at the end of the tour, you can have absolutely any kind of beer of theirs that they make that you want. And
Okay.
I got extra beer on the end of the tour because Budweiser makes King Cobra, and no one knows
Really?
that because they don't tell people that go on the tour. But I asked for a King Cobra at the end.
And they were
And
like, "What?
they thought it was
You're the
so
first
hilarious.
person
They're
to
like,
ask for a
"Seriously?"
King Cobra."
Yeah. They're like, "You're the first person that has asked for a King Cobra at the end of the tour, and so we're going to give you 2 extra drink tickets at the end of the tour," because they thought it was hilarious.
Did you actually use them for King Cobra?
No, they don't have King Cobra.
It's
It's like
okay.
they're so embarrassed about King Cobra.
They don't even offer it for
That
free.
wasn't us. Like they won't do it. But
Those are other kids.
yeah, sorry, that was our brother Dave Budweiser that made that. So, ask for King Cobra on the tour, you might get free extra drinks.
That's a good point. Is this
Yeah.
the one of the Fort Collins Brewery?
Or St. Louis. Either
Either
the
one.
one I was at was at the one in St. Louis, the OG
Okay.
Augustus Busch.
I have not had Kingfisher.
I have.
Is that an Oriental beer? What they
Yeah,
call
it's
here
a-
Oriental beers? I'm
Yeah, I
not trying to be
think it's
racist.
Thai. I think it's Thai, but I've had it with Thai food.
Bangalore.
Bangalore, in the neighborhood of Thailand.
Bangalore. India.
Okay, yeah. So, it's fine. I would put it in low D, like Foster's area. It's not great.
Okay. What does that beer rank website think of Kingfisher? Let's search that.
Yeah. Beer Advocate says premium.
66.
Yeah, so it's right down there with height and
Blue
White
blue is 76. 75 for Ultra, 69 for Kingfisher Strong. Okay. So
Yeah,
it's in the same ranking.
Yeah, it's in that same low.
Okay.
Of the height and the class.
Okay. If Asahi is a B,
Yep, I agree. I see where you're going here.
Kirin is an A.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I love it. Kirin
I
Ichiban's
think
better than
Kirin's
Asahi.
Way better than Asahi.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna put it ahead of some of these other ones because I haven't had Ballast Point or Dragon's Milk. I do like Kirin Ichiban better than Asahi. It's nothing against Asahi. Chef, don't come and beat me up, please. You're a tough dude. I know. If you're gonna cook me some dinner after you beat me up, we can talk about it, and I'll take a bump. All right, I can take a bump. I'll put you over. But Kirin Ichiban is damn good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Japanese styled beer. So
It's real clean. That's I think the
yes,
thing that's
yes,
important
it's
about it.
crisp.
Yeah, it's a very clean beer.
Very
Asahi
good.
is very clean too, but
It is.
I like Kirin better. Sorry,
Agreed.
not sorry.
Agreed.
Really.
He's done worse for a dinner. I don't know, chef. I mean, maybe take a suplex and I'll cook you a fine paella.
I would take a
Ah.
suplex for paella, 100%. Love paella.
Now, is it one of those where you'd hold me up in the air for like 10 seconds and then drop me down, or is it one of the snap suplexes? All right, we gotta work this out. All right, we'll work it out. Labatt Blue, German suplex. So wait a minute.
Whoa!
It's like, Mom, if you're in a German salsa film, you tell me, right? Labatt Blue. Oh boy, dude, it's been so long. It's been like high school. 21. The day I turned 21 since I've had Labatt Blue.
My 21st birthday. Oh, there you go. Getting warmer.
It's
right
so
there.
bad.
Nope.
It's so bad.
That's terrible.
This is not good beer. Lagunitas IPA. You tell me where that belongs on the list. C.
Yep,
Okay.
it's up there with those mainline IPAs. Fine beer.
All right.
It's fine. Lagunitas is good. They have a lot of other really good beers.
Hey, Lane Train's here. What's up? I'm glad you ranked Guinness as S tier. I wouldn't have accepted anything less. Lane, don't go too far. We're going to rank Deftones albums after this. He's the one who was like, we do a prog rock list. And it was like this list of like 300 albums. He's the man. Yes, Guinness is S tier. It is. Come on. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I haven't had a fat tire recently, so I couldn't tell you what the taste is like versus the old days. Would Guinness be a higher rank?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Guinness is S plus.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Consistency.
Consistency.
Over
yeah.
time.
Hundreds of years.
OG beer.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Leinenkugel Summer Shandy. Personally, it's an F. Do you disagree?
I would put it as a D. Like, I don't mind Liney. Like, if you're going to get drunk in the morning and you want a beer that tastes like breakfast, Leinenkugels will get you there.
All right. How about we split the difference and make it as a high F?
Yeah, it's
F
one of the
plus.
better fruit tier beers there.
It's fruit tier.
Bud Light, Lime, Bud Orange.
I will say it's a hair better than Blue Moon. So
no, I agree with that.
We'll leave it there.
I can't believe Bex is still hanging. Thank you.
All right. There we go. In fact, we'll go ahead and move a couple of these up a bit.
Yeah, good to adjust.
But Heineken's still worse.
It used to be.
Robin, quote, fruit tier. Lane says, I like their Snowdrift Vanilla Porter they release around the holidays.
Yes.
Okay.
And they make a lot of other really good Leinenkugel beers.
Dude, I love vanilla. I love vanilla. Vanilla porters. Was it? What's Breckenridge Brewery? What's the brewery? Mm-hmm. Their vanilla is really good. The vanilla porter.
There's a brewery in Lincoln, Nebraska called and they make a Dark Side vanilla porter, like Dark Side of the Moon, like it's a Pink Floyd themed, and it's also a really good vanilla.
Is that the prism on the?
I'm sure didn't want Roger Waters to sue them.
Okay.
But yeah, it's phenomenal.
Mick Ultra. Okay.
So are we rating the beer or the people who drink the beer? Because either way, it's an F for me. If you drink Mick Ultra, like, I'm sorry, go do your CrossFit and don't drink beer. Like, just drink some water or something, because that's what it is.
So Mick Ultra, as a light beer, low in calories, I'm going to put it as a D, but it's a low D. It's just above these. The way it's marketed, douche nozzle, douche. If we're ranking it off of marketing, it's F tier. But I will say, in terms of it's very light, as a light beer, it's very easily drinkable. But yes, I don't really drink it. Like, a couple of times I had it, I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I'll just have a freaking vodka cranberry or something.
Yeah, vodka soda with lime has fewer calories and doesn't taste like shame. You don't
have to be embarrassed to drink it.
Yeah.
Notable Joe says, if you like porters, Samuel Smith's Tadcaster Porters, the best beer I've ever had. That's high praise.
I agree.
Joe, are you a beer drinker, or do you do wines, or do you do you're a hard liquor drinker usually, right? Or am I wrong? Okay. Mike's Hard Lemonade. In terms of the non-lager beer type beers, it's like a cider ale, cider-ish.
It's malt liquor. It's
malt liquor.
It is.
That's right, because she couldn't have it because it has gluten. I don't really like it. I'm gonna put it as a D though. It's not horrible, but I don't really like it. Am I wrong?
I'm gonna put it in the fruit tier with the fruit tier beers again, like Bud Light Orange, Bud Light Lime.
So it's in the F for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Four Locos if you don't want your friends to know you're really Four Loco.
Man, I had a watermelon Four Loco one time. I think I fist fought a cop in a parking lot.
You did, I promise.
That's what happens when you drink Four Loco. You fist fight police.
Yeah. That's if you're lucky.
I lost a pair of glasses. It was rough.
So if you want to put Mean Mike's Tough Lemonade down with Bud Light Lime, I'd be happy.
Mean Mike's. Okay. You know what? This is a group effort.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I might be doing the heavy lifting on this team, but it's a group effort.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Just
Oh wait, the doc stream was last week. Okay. Miller High Life. I'm gonna let you start this one.
Okay, so the High Life to me is a D. It's in that tier with Budweiser, Keystone Light, Busch Light. It's there. I'm not gonna not drink it, but it's not a C tier domestic beer to me.
I agree. I think it's in there with Busch and Key Light.
I agree.
However, when it comes to cheaper beers,
Yep.
I think Miller Lite's higher up than these.
I agree.
I even think it's the back of the C's.
I agree.
Might be a little aggressive, but if I could choose a cheap beer to drink when I was in college and beyond, Miller Lite's my first choice. If the money is the issue and I'm going even more quantity over quality, it's Keystone Light. But Miller Lite was cheaper than Bud Light or Coors Light most of the time by $1 or $1.50
Yep.
for a case, and it was as good if not better. So that's why I'm ranking it above those.
I agree.
Can't go higher than C- though ever.
Yeah, and I agree, and I like how they use the 90s Miller Lite logo.
Yeah.
Like, this is the one that I had tattooed on my back in college that I had to get a cover-up
Oh, okay.
of.
I was like, you gonna show us?
No,
Because
I got a cover.
rather you didn't.
Um,
Thanks.
so, yeah, I agree.
Joe says I vary. I do like darker beers though. Okay. Lane, out of all the domestic light beers, Miller Lite is probably the one I'm most likely to go for if I have a choice. 100%. 100%. If we're going for cheap beers, it's PBR for me. And we were talking about that. I don't know if you were here for that or not. PBR is okay. It's just kind of become a bit of a hipster beer.
It's coming up, so you'll see how we feel.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Milwaukee's Best. No, it's not.
Not even. Only if it's Milwaukee's Best Ice.
Oh, it's even the ice. Oh, God.
Ugh.
We'll even put that behind Heineken.
Yikes.
I haven't. Yeah, no.
Oof.
I've had the ice one time as a joke, like, okay, because I've drank a couple of Milwaukee's Best. But if you're gonna drink Miller Lite's not that much more expensive. Like, you've got to be down in the dumps if you're saving an extra $1. Spend the money. At least get Miller Lite. Big difference.
Yeah.
Is Frio on that list? No. There's what's left of the list there. That might be bottom of the barrel. Maybe everything from Milwaukee sucks. Maybe that is their best. Well, Synth, you have a point.
I mean,
The
if that's
Brewers
their best,
suck.
They should quit.
Modelo. All right, so this is
Modelo Chelada, by the way.
never had it.
Okay, so this is the one where they put in the tomato juice in the beer. So what they're trying to do is a michelada.
A red beer.
Yeah.
Not a fan. So I'm not going to rank it because I've never had it, but red beers, my brother tried to get me to drink a red beer. And he just basically poured some of a V8 into a beer, and it made me want to barf.
It's like, ooh.
I'm like, are you really that hard up for your nutrients?
Yeah, no. I'm gonna
eat
go,
dinner.
I'm gonna go either high F or low D. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great.
You're
And
thinking
I love a michelada, like a
low
real
D?
one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, low D or high F, either one.
Okay. Now, Modelo Negra, which is the
Yeah.
Modelo Dark, I like it
Me too.
for dark beers. Like, a regular Modelo is good. I would put it a little bit below Dos Equis. The Dark is good too. I'm high C on this.
Yeah.
Would
I'm
you
fine
go- would
yeah,
you go
I'm good
higher?
with that. I don't want to rank it as high as Dos Equis.
It doesn't belong to be on the same tier as Dos Equis.
Yep.
Okay, good. Natural Light, Natter Days, F tier.
No.
What?
No, it's S.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm kidding. It's a C for me. No, it's better. So Natter Days are great if you're at the pool, but it's in the fruit tier.
What is Natter Days? Is that what it is, the fruit beer?
Yeah, it's a strawberry lime natural light.
I've never had it.
It's better than regular natural light, which is not saying a thing.
So it's high F.
Yeah, it's high F.
Okay. I haven't had it, so it's probably unfair of me to do that. I just see Natural Light and I immediately go, ugh.
Yep.
Milwaukee's Best. I gotta catch him on chat here. Robin said, come on, chat, scroll. You can tell that this TierMaker was put together by a certain kind of person. Milwaukee's Best Ice was my dad's drink of choice when he had a problem.
Ooh.
Well, that sounds like he had more than one problem, and I'm sorry about that. He liked to drop a shot of well vodka in, and I call that cocktail the drunk dad. It's a little on the nose.
We've been there.
Yeah, we have. We were talking about that earlier. It's pretty good in true natural fashion. This brand is back. I just saw Newcastle on that list. Okay, you're cheating ahead a little bit, but we'll get there.
It's almost there.
We're almost there. New Glarus Spotted Cow Brewing from Wisconsin. Haven't had it. How is it?
So I would put it in high C or low B. It's a cream ale.
Oh, cream ales are good sometimes.
And people go wild for New Glarus because you can only buy it in Wisconsin.
Okay.
So, like, there was a bar in Minneapolis that got its liquor license revoked because they tried to sneak a keg of Spotted Cow into their, so it's like this whole lore about it. But the bottom line is it's a very average cream ale. It's very good. The thing is, New Glarus makes a lot of really good beers.
Okay.
That aren't Spotted Cow, but everyone goes crazy for Spotted Cow because it's very drinkable and it's a really nicely made beer. But if I'm gonna go and get New Glarus beer in Wisconsin, I'm gonna get some of their other offerings. They make really good stouts. They have some good lambic style beers. Great brewery, so I'm happy with low B on that.
Okay. Never had it? Newcastle. Okay. I'm a high A with Newcastle.
See, I totally disagree with you. I think it's
Wow.
I think it's low B.
Okay.
Like, now if we were doing this in 1998, before we started being able to like try all these great microbrews and stuff like that, I used to drink the heck out of Newcastle, as you remember.
Yeah. Oh,
or
yeah.
might not remember.
No, I remember.
But yeah, it's a great beer. It's nicely done. It's consistent.
Consistency is good.
Yeah.
I would get pictures of that at a sports bar
Yeah.
down the road from where my
Yeah.
old apartment was.
It's good.
And I love the shit out of it. Now, to your credit, I will agree that I stopped drinking Newcastle as more craft beers started coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That they took the place of Newcastle.
Yeah, because a lot of microbreweries will have a brown ale that's pretty decent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not in a clear bottle that gets a little skunky sometimes.
He makes a good case. Did you take debate in college?
Maybe.
All right, we're gonna put it down here. You're right.
I'm fine with that.
It's a good point. You're making a really good point. My nostalgia put that at an A. I drank less of it as I got older because I was drinking other craft type ales, which it's not a craft ale, but in terms of the type of beer we were drinking in college,
Yeah.
it was.
No, I don't.
It was like Fat Tire, Newcastle. Newcastle was special occasion because we always drank Fat Tire as our not Bud Light type beer.
We were so cool.
Catching up with chat. Lambics are bleh.
Yeah.
I like some lambics sometimes, but it was one of those things where I'm not trying to get a buzz. I just wanted to drink with some friends, and it's like 3.5%. Like they're not strong, but I like lambics. Okay, I want to make a correction. Remember when I said Colt 45 was the first 40 I ever had? I was wrong. It was Old English.
OE.
And Old English is fucking terrible.
Yeah, if you get stuck doing Edward 40 hands and you get OE for your Edward 40 hands, like, just give up.
The duct tape to the
Like, just
hands. You gotta drink
Dump it on
240s.
yourself and run away. Because you're going to hate yourself forever.
So I never even heard of Edward 40 hands until I think you told me about it. And fortunately, I never got caught or got stuck doing it. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, and if you get stuck doing Old English, like I said, just pretend to have a seizure. So they'll
Nah!
call the ambulance so you don't have to do it.
All right, we are now at PBR.
This one's going to be interesting because I have opinions about PBR.
D+.
I'm fine with that. To me, it's either a low C or a high D. I like PBR. It was the beer that my dad drank, so that means that when I was in high school, I also drank PBR.
Right.
And so I have fond memories of PBR. I'll still get a PBR. I don't understand why hipsters like it so much. But it's in there with Miller Lite for me.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that.
I'll drink it ahead of Miller High Life, but I like Miller Lite a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. I don't know why some hipsters really love it as much as they do. I don't understand. It just became the beer of choice for some folks. I think maybe some bars started selling it cheaper, and it just kind of became one of those things. I don't know. I'm not a historian when it comes to PBR. It's not terrible. There's 50 million beers better than it, but for the value, like I would go to San Francisco on a work trip, and we'd go out to a dive bar that was near the hotel where we always stayed, and they'd have like $1.50 cans of pounders of PBR, like $1.50. Yeah, I'm drinking PBR. Like, come on. Like, I can't expense these. I have to pay for them, so I'll go ahead and do that. You show up with $10 and you have 3 of those pounders, and you're good to go.
And you can still tip the waitress.
And you can still tip. You got to tip, right? Come on. So, it's not terrible. I think it's overrated with some folks, but it's okay.
And they made them in pounders. Like, they were one of the first people to have tall boy cans.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think that helps. I think having the 33% free beer, for the price of a 12-ounce beer, that's
it buys you some goodwill.
Yeah, it does.
PBR is okay. I'll have a PBR with a hot dog or a burger. Okay, It's good with food. Pairs with food very well. Pairs with red meats very well.
Plays well with others.
Robin says, I definitely did expense a beer when I was in Idaho. I'm not saying I never expensed beer with my job, but usually I was out with clients, and that was approved.
We're calling the cops.
I'll fist fight a cop tonight. A cab. All right, Pacifico. It's an okay Mexican beer. It's kind of here. Yeah, it's kind of here.
It's not better than Modelo.
No, it's not. Modelo Dark is better than Pacifico, but it's good.
No, I like it.
It's good. Red Stripe. I had a phase where I drank a lot of Red Stripe.
You wanted people to think you were Jamaican, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, I wasn't. So we're gonna go ahead and put this as a D-ish.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I don't hate. You know what I like about Red Stripe is the little grenade bottle. Like it's cool. It's a conversation starter. It's definitely not the worst of the island beers that we're gonna review here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Lanes, haven't had Pacifico or Red Stripe enough to have an opinion. Yeah, for a month or two, I drank a lot of Red Stripe, and then I was like, it's okay.
I wouldn't go seek one out. Like,
Red Stripe was a hipster beer before hipsters were a thing. Yeah. So a lot of people learned about Red Stripe because of the product placement they bought in the Tom Cruise film The Firm in 1994. Because they went to Jamaica and they all were drinking Red Stripe beer, and they talked about even one of them said, "I'll take a Red Stripe." It was total placement. And I was like, I never even heard of that beer, but I like those grenade bottles. A couple years later, I found one in a store, bought some because I remembered it from that movie. Thank you, Tom Cruise and Gene Hackman. Okay, but I'm not going to disagree with you on the hipster thing. Totally agree. It was kind of a pre-hipster beer. Excuse me, Red's Apple Ale. So we were just talking about this earlier.
We were.
I love the black cherry. The last alcoholic drink I've had in my life, because I've been sober for 2 years and 3/4. So almost 3 years now. January 1st will be 3 years for me. The last alcoholic drink I've had in over 2.5 years was the Red's Apple Ale Black Cherry. It was on New Year's Eve at a friend's house. I had a pounder can. I drank about half of it, and I poured the rest out, and that's it. I haven't drank since. The apple itself, I'm putting as a low B. If it was the Black Cherry, it'd probably be a high B.
All right. I'm good with that.
You're with me on it?
I've had it.
Okay.
It's a little bit, to me, like, a little bit sharper than Angry Orchard. Like,
yeah.
It's not quite as dry or sweet. You can tell that you're drinking with Reds. But
it feels a little bit more like...
So you're saying you like them Red's Apple Ales?
Toka Boy, thank you for the bits, and thank you for the Goodwill Hunting reference once again. I got a number. How you like them Red Apple Ales? Okay, thank you for those bits. I would say a little bit of nostalgia in here for the B on this. If it was Black Cherry, high B. But what I was going to say is, before I was so thankfully interrupted with those bit donations, Reds, to me, is almost like if Angry Orchard had a party with a 40. Mm-hmm. Because it tastes just a hint of evil. Like, it tastes like it maybe kissed a Four Loko.
Yep. Like it made out with a Four Loko earlier.
It's still Reds.
Yep. But
there's just a hint of a cheap beer in there. And there's something about that when I'm drinking it, I'm like, I'm being bad. And with Angry Orchard, I feel like I'm almost drinking something that's like a soccer mom drink, but I still fucking love it.
Oh, don't worry, you are.
I am. I know. I am. But they still taste amazing. Like, I haven't had White Claws. White Claws aren't on this list, right? Yeah, they're not.
Oh, they're there.
Oh, they are! Okay. We'll get there. White Claws came out after I decided to stop drinking. So I've missed the boat on White Claws. And I know with White Claws, there are no laws. So maybe if I had White Claw and I fist fought that cop...
Instead of that Four Loko?
It would have been okay. Instead of that watermelon flavored Four Loko. Let me tell you, that watermelon flavored Four Loko. I finished it out of posterity. That's the only reason I finished it. It was so bad. Robin says I'd probably drink a Reds before Angry Orchard.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. Personal preference. Honestly, I like Angry Orchard more, but I really do like Reds a lot. Okay. Rolling Rock. Get the fuck out of here.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, and I tried, man. It's just like Heineken to me. It's right there with Heineken.
From the glass-lined tanks of Old Latrobe, get out of here.
It's so bad.
Nope.
The sheriff's office for my county put a statement out about that White Claw craze.
They should have.
Yeah, they should have. Sam Adams. So, If we're ranking Sam Adams by itself, it's somewhere C for me.
Okay. I would put it above Red's Apple Ale myself.
So
Like,
so it's
not
more like a
quite-
B for you.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
But-
I think it's like people forget how consistently solid Sam Adams has been.
It's good.
Yep.
It's good. Now here's the thing though. I'm including Sam Adams Light. And Sam Adams Light is better than Sam Adams. It tastes almost like 90 shilling. And when I couldn't get 90 shilling here, the light one tasted more like 90 shilling to me than anything else. Try a Sam Adams Light sometime and tell me what you think. I will go with the B ranking. I'm going to put it up there near Reds because the light beer version I like better than the original. I'm putting them both together.
The Boston Lager is solid. Like,
Yeah, no, it's
we're gonna,
a decent beer.
Newcastle needs to move. Yeah.
Okay, you know
Yeah.
what? You're right. Sam Adams is better than Newcastle.
I think so.
You're right.
If you're gonna make me pick.
But where on this is Sam Adams compared to Goose Island and New Glarus?
Well, again, we're going back to if we're talking about the core Goose Island or if we're talking about Bourbon County. We're just going to do core because of where we put it. I think it's good there.
Okay. And maybe by adding the light in there isn't fair. If we're just talking the Boston Lager. A B is still fair.
Yep.
I would say B minus personally.
Yep.
It's fine. I'll drink it. If I'm out at a bar and they go, we have Bud Light, and Sam Adams, I'm getting a Sam Adams.
Yep.
Or Samuel Jackson. That's my
Samuel
motherfucking
Jackson.
beer. San Miguel beer. Haven't had it.
Me neither.
Wow, we have 3 on this list that we haven't had. I'm actually
know.
kind of impressed.
I'm a little sad about it, but it's good.
There's 3 we haven't had.
We're going to go try them tonight.
I want to Google this. San Miguel beer.
Which is Spanish for Saint Miguel.
Thank you for that. San Miguel. 66. So there we are in that same low to mid to high 60s. It's a premium. Oh, that bottle looks familiar.
Oh, I think I've had it.
I'm going to leave it in haven't
No,
had, but
we didn't
I'm
remember it.
starting to think I may have had that. It looks really familiar.
Okay, let's just pretend I have had it. It's an F. It was terrible. It was real bad.
Okay.
I think I had it on a vacation once, but that bottle is what reminded me.
I
because-
remember that bottle, and I know I didn't want more than one, but it's memory's hazy. It's a little hazy.
Yep.
Catch up with chat. I had okay, where were we here? Definitely not a Rolling Rocker person. Literally nothing there but water.
Agree.
I had a roommate mix a Rolling Rock can up for a Sprite once. What? Sam Adams has a decent taste. I'd say B. Okay, yeah, we're there. A lot of my friends are Rolling Rockers. I tried to lead them to the light. Good job, Lane. You're doing the Lord's work. Have you had the Sam Adams Utopias?
Yes. So I have a picture of this in my phone, which I won't show you right now, but we went to the brewery in Boston, and it was a day that they had Utopia there, and there was a guy that got a bottle of it, and it's if you haven't had the Utopias, it's like it comes in this giant like cask. It looks like a bottle of Weller bourbon. It's very fat at the bottom, and then it gets skinny at the top, and
Weller Deller?
It's extremely high percentage of alcohol, like almost like beyond what they've ever done with beer. And we tasted it, and I have to say it tasted a little bit like a liquor to me because it was so high ABV. I didn't like it, and the guy told me what he paid to get it, and I would not pay that. It was in the hundreds of dollars for this bottle of beer. And
Why?
it was interesting, and I'm glad that I tried it. But yes, I've had the Utopias. If you get a chance to try it and you don't have to buy it, I would totally try it. But I only happened to be there in Boston on the day that with my friend Derek, who works at Boston Children's Hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, and then someone
Chef says I'm having a glass of Sapporo right now. That's next. And then Rolling Rock and Sprite are the same color green. Okay. Yeah.
As long as you don't confuse Sprite and Rolling Rock when you're at a parent-teacher conference, I think you're fine.
Beer on your breath. PTA, bad.
Or walking into a parent-teacher conference with a
Holding
Rolling
it.
Rock, yeah.
Sapporo. All right, so I think Kirin Ichiban's better than Sapporo.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sapporo's on par kind of with Asahi.
Yep, I
You're with
agree.
me on that? Okay.
Yeah,
It's a good beer.
I would go A for me, low A.
Low A for you?
Yeah, below Kirin, but up there with.
Okay.
So to me, that they're all in that same.
I mean, they're all right next to each other.
Yep.
And I can't put Asahi above a B, but I Sapporo, I mean, for me, it's like a B plus,
Yeah.
but A minus, we'll leave it up there. That's good. Shock Top fruit beer. Get the fuck out of here.
Where's Blue Moon? It's like Blue Moon's drunk little brother.
It's so worse than Blue Moon, though.
Yeah.
Like, it is actually worse.
There's our fruit tier.
We have a fruit tier. F for fruit. Smirnoff Ice. Okay.
I didn't even notice that one. I've been trying to play ahead in the game here.
You know the whole bros icing bros thing
Yeah.
that started, and that was just some marketing asshole invented it, and it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slightly above Milwaukee's best ice, but
maybe.
not by much.
Yeah.
Chat says Rolling Rockets. I agree. No arguments. Okay, so you're talking about Sapporo. Good. So Shock Top actually makes an odd seasonal beer. It's like pretzel.
I've heard of this, but because it has that Mohawk orange thing on it, I just
refuse
run
to
away.
drink it.
I'm like, no, I'm good. But they have like a pumpkin
she'll
beer
defend
too.
it. A pumpkin beer? Dude,
Yeah.
I've never had a good pumpkin beer, and I like pumpkin flavored shit. All right, call me basic, bitch, but I like some pumpkin flavored
Me too,
treats and
but,
things. Pumpkin flavored beer, I've never had one that I liked.
So New Belgium makes a Voodoo Ranger, a version of their Voodoo Ranger IPA
Uh huh.
that they
It's
call
pumpkin?
Atomic Pumpkin. It's so terrible.
Gross.
That would be a G. If we had a G tier on this, it would be a G.
Well, shit tier could be below F. Lane says the first time I got drunk, I had one Smirnoff Ice, and the rest was Bud Light Platinum. The Smirnoff is what made you sick. I think your lack of tolerance made you sick, but we'll go ahead and agree that it was Smirnoff Ice. It doesn't taste good. It's basically like if someone took a Zima and then pissed in it. But we'll get to Zima in a minute. All right, Stella. Now, the pumpkin beer isn't very good, says Robin.
I agree with Robin.
So Stella. Stella's complicated, okay?
I don't feel like it's complicated, but let me hear you out on this.
I fell for the marketing. I never really drank it. But
Yeah, don't.
I fell for the marketing here in America that it's like some high-class beer. My doggy's over here. And then I went over to England and learned the facts that Stella is white trash beer, wife beater type beer is what they call it. They call it wife beater. So, trigger warning. I've never really drank much of it. To me, it just kind of seemed like a Bud Light type beer, but it was marketed as classy here. And I mean, it's a low D for me. It's not horrible. It's drinkable.
I'm fine with that. I'm not going to argue with
it's-
it, but if it were me, I would put it with Heineken and Rolling Rock. That's where I'm at.
You really put it that low.
Yeah, I would.
I don't think it's that bad.
I did.
D
yeah.
and above are things I can drink.
Okay.
D is I don't really choose to very
That's
often.
Fair. That's fair.
Unless it's really cheap. Or like everyone's getting PBR. All right, fine, I'll take one too. Like I'm okay with PBR, but that's where I am with these. So I put it in there in terms of it's drinkable, but it's not really good. I wouldn't choose it. You put it as an F. That's interesting.
Notable Joe and I are on the same page.
Listen to the beer drinker. It's an F. I used to be.
Be the OG.
Tsingtao. Kind of in the C's. Like, as far as the Asian beers go, it's my least favorite, but
Yeah.
it's okay. Like, I'll go B minus.
See, I would go D on that, but
It's drier
Yeah.
than the others. Like, even more than the Asahi is.
Mhm. Yeah,
We'll go ahead and put it kind of in the C's then, because we'll split
Yeah.
the difference.
I'm fine with that.
Because we're doing this as a group project. All right, we're almost getting to the end here. White Claw is C to D. Really? I have not had White Claw because they just came out a couple years ago and I haven't been drinking. Tell me about White Claw.
So
Are there like a million flavors?
Yeah, no, for sure. White Claw is very drinkable. They've introduced an 8% version of White Claw recently that was like Four Loko, basically. I would go high D on it.
Okay.
I'll drink a White Claw. I'm not against them, but there's a lot better things to drink, and yeah, that's fine. I'm good with that.
Yanjing beer. Haven't had it.
I have. It's a low D for me. I think it's Chinese.
Where have you had it? 64. All of
Yeah.
these that you haven't had are in the 60s.
Yeah, I've had this one, and it's not great.
I've not had it. You know, I think I've seen it at World Market and I just never tried it.
Yeah, don't.
Okay. You said where?
I would say low D.
Okay.
Yeah,
Put
it's-
it down here.
Yeah,
Youngling. Youngling's good.
yeah. I'm a fan of Yingling.
Youngling's
You know
good.
where it
It's
belongs?
a
Let's
B
see.
for me.
It's in the same family to me as Boston Lager, New Glarus, Spotted Cow, and that area.
Okay. Youngling's pretty good.
Yeah.
Very drinkable, consistent over the years.
Yep.
Very good beer. They just recently introduced Youngling here in Dallas, like a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
It was never available down here. So, all right. Catching up with chat. Chef says White Claw C to D. It's not particularly good, but not particularly bad. That's pretty much where he
Agree.
put it. Robin, I don't understand how people looking to have a healthier diet cut carbs out of their beverage before the actual poison.
It's a good point, Robin.
People make all sorts of dumb decisions, right? Good stuff. They just introduced it in Houston too. Yeah, so it's a Texas thing. They just got it into Texas. Used to drive past their brewery every day. Yeah, because Youngling is in Pennsylvania.
Yep, it is. And they built a brewery in Pennsylvania specifically because of the water quality there.
Yingling.
Yep. And now you can get it along the East Coast all the way down to Florida. And now it's in Texas. We saw it at Buc-ee's.
That's right.
Buc-ee's, sponsor of tonight's chat.
Not a sponsor, but okay. Okay. We have 2 left on this list. We have Tecate. As far as Mexican beers go, it's not my favorite.
It is my favorite Mexican beer.
It is your favorite.
Yep, it's up there with Dos Equis as far as I'm concerned. Throw a lime, some tahini, and some hot sauce in it. Ooh,
You just fucking add to
good.
it. I'm gonna split the middle because I would have had it as below Pacifico in the mid C's. But if you're saying it's your favorite Mexican beer,
it is my favorite Mexican beer.
We'll split the difference and kind of put it over
I'm fine with
here
that.
with B. It's not bad. It's okay. Just given a choice, I'd go Dos Equis.
Yep.
Okay. One last, and it's funny that it's on this list because I don't know. They've started making it again.
Yep.
Izima. I remember I was at Target 7 months ago, and they had it on an end cap, and I was like, "What?"
You're
It was
did I
like
get in a time machine?
Record scratch. I had no clue. Zima was something that people drank when I was in college, and it was Bartles and James.
People, you mean women that you hung out with?
Yeah, if a guy's drinking Zima, he got made fun of usually.
I don't mind a guy drinking Zima. I'm just saying the only people I know who drank it when we were in college were women.
That chose to drink
guy.
it.
Yeah.
If for me, any party I went to, if a guy was drinking Zima, that's all that was left.
Yeah.
And
was like
I ain't
your-
going to the liquor store, so I'm just drinking what's here.
To be fair,
But I'll be honest, I never hated it. Like when I drank it, I'm like, this is kind of interesting.
it's malt liquor.
Yeah, but it's a
like Crystal
refreshing
Pepsi.
citric. Yes, with alcohol in it.
It's something different.
Actually, he's right. Crystal Pepsi is a really good comparison with alcohol. Would I choose to drink it? No. Is it up there like in the White Claw ranking?
No, it's a claw.
Okay.
It's the claw predecessor. It's like prehistoric White Claw. That's what we should call it.
Prehistoric White Claw. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. They have a brewery in Florida, in Tampa, not far from the university. It was leftovers. Yes, that's if someone was drinking Zima, it's what was left in the bottom of the thing. Okay, so we have now ranked all these beers. Only 2 were on the Never Tried. San Miguel was one we kind of didn't remember all that much until we saw the bottle. It's not good.
Because the logo there looked way different than the bottle.
It's not the bottle. Yeah, the bottle. I do remember
I'm
the
glad
bottle.
you looked that up because it reminded me of how bad it was.
A little Google here and there is good. So, here's the ranking. And real quick, is there anything on any of these lists that you would move around? Because right now, Guinness is top of S tier.
Mm-hmm.
And you're good with that?
Yeah.
So am I. Fat Tire, he says they've changed the recipe recently to go more mass market or more mass produced. I haven't had it recently, so I couldn't tell you, but that was my favorite beer of all time. And personally, thinking back to the days of drinking in college, New Belgium would be ahead of Guinness. But I'm going to take your word for it, and I'll put it below Guinness. And then Gumball Head, he says is S tier. I've never had it.
You should.
Yeah.
If you ever start
If
drinking
I pick it up again, I will make a point to get it. And you said that's up in the Chicago area.
Yep.
Okay.
For sure.
Angry Orchard. I love Angry Orchard. Some people think it's too sweet. I love it. And pour a little bit of Fireball in it, it's even better. But just by itself, I could drink those all day and not even miss a beat. Love them. Ballast Point, Sculpin India Pale Ale. I've never had it. You are a big fan.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a very, very solid IPA.
You put it above these other beers, though.
I would. Yeah.
Are you okay with this ranking?
Yeah,
so if
I am.
you see anything that you would be like, I would put that ahead, just let me know.
So what I might do is move Dogfish Head 90 Minute up to the end of the A category because it's a really good, a really good IPA.
Yeah, Secretly Robin, have you not had Angry Balls? It's you pour a 12-ounce Angry Orchard in a glass, and then you add a little shot of Fireball whiskey in it.
And it tastes like
Frozen Fireball.
fall in the Midwest.
Oh,
It's really good.
it's a
dangerous.
cinnamon apple.
The last time I was here at this residence, we drank them out of Viking horn glasses.
I still have mine up in the cabinet.
So that was phenomenal.
Yeah, I think I bought those at like TJ Maxx or something. I was like, Ryan's coming next week. We're going to drink from these horns.
And I think TJ Maxx is the only place now where you can buy Viking horns to drink out of.
I don't know.
It's so out of style.
You're a big fan of Dragon Milk. It's a
I am.
stout.
Yep.
Different type of stout. Henry's hard soda, damn good, addictive, and a problem. If you do the root, they're not the root beer.
No, they do root beer.
Oh,
cream
not
soda.
not your father's root beer was my favorite.
Okay.
That was some
'Cause
good
it didn't
shit.
belong to your dad.
Yeah, but it was sweeter than Henry's. But Henry's orange soda, fucking great. I put a little bit of vanilla flavoring in there, vanilla orange. Oh my god.
You're adjuncting your. Oh wow, that's impressive.
You gotta mix and match a little bit.
I like it.
The Fireball in my apartment was strictly my roommate's property. I didn't put in much. Not Your Father's is S tier. I'm telling you, Chef. It's so good. It tastes like regular root beer. It doesn't taste like a beer that they made taste like root beer. It tastes like a root beer that they spiked. I love it. Kirin Ichiban is my favorite Asian beer.
Agreed.
Asian type
100%
style
agree.
beer. It's really good. Sapporo is up there. Sapporo's up
I
there.
agree. And the Sapporo can
Love
is
the can.
so cool.
Yeah, the can's amazing. Dogfish Head, I haven't had it. He's a big fan. It's his second highest rated IPA on this list. So that's pretty good.
Yep.
Asahi, B+. Very good. Very good. Dos Equis, my favorite Mexican beer. You would say Tecate, you would put it ahead of this.
I would, but it's fine. They're on the same level.
They're both B tier. Goose Island, I like the 312. Never really drank the IPA. You say there's a couple of other Goose Islands that are better than the 312.
The Bourbon County, get it. You know, it's so good. It's they age it in bourbon barrels. It's one of the best stouts that you can get that's mass produced.
I'm looking at Newcastle here on this list, and I'm starting to debate if it belongs on B.
Yeah, I mean, I was arguing against B from the beginning, but
My nostalgia may have been a little too strong on that.
it's fine. We can leave it there. I mean,
It's the back. It's actually
Yeah.
I'll put Reds a little bit
I'm
of
fine
it.
with that.
Yingling, good. New Glarus in there. Sam Adams. None of these wouldn't move up. You would move up to Tecate, but we've talked about that.
I think Tecate is fine as long as it's in the B level. Yeah.
Yep. Modelo Dark. I don't know why they don't have Modelo Regular in here.
I prefer Negra Modelo myself.
I do too.
I
do too.
Over regular Modelo, but I also like Modelo. It's a very good beer.
Pacifico right behind it.
Yep.
Bud Lime, Limerita. I haven't had them. He says they're very drinkable.
Yeah, they're good. And someone else earlier in the chat pointed out that the other flavors of Aritas that they have, like Strawberryta, Mangarita, they're good.
Yeah,
they're very consistent.
I think Robin did.
Yeah.
Let me catch up on chat. My dad told me about Not Your Father's root beer. Ginger ale is good too. So Not Your Father's ginger ale. Haven't had that.
So good.
Sapporos are smooth. I just love them. They are really smooth. Very drinkable.
Great beer.
I probably wouldn't take a leftover bottle of Not Your Father's if someone was trying to give it to me. Well, no, they're amazing. One of my faves is Blood and Honey. Blood and Honey's good. That's a local beer here. It's like 8.5 or 9%.
Okay, I mean, I'm here for it.
It's good. It's a stout, but it's called Blood and Honey. Who makes that Blood and Honey? I don't remember.
I'm gonna look it up.
You should. C tier, Coors and Coors Light pretty close together. Coors is, I mean, personally, I'd probably flip the two, but they're so close.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, the light version is just a little bit thinner, but they're both pretty damn good.
Werewolf Killers are the way to go.
Revolver makes Blood and Honey. Revolver's a brewery here in Dallas.
Nice.
You know what? Okay, so we're going to a concert tomorrow night. It's at Trees down in Deep Ellum. There's a bar right across the street.
Yep.
And they've
We
got
went
a
there
bunch.
last time when we went to Faith No More. And we had they had all of the beers that were named after Game of Thrones. Like the Three Ravens ale.
Dude, the Three Ravens was so
Yeah, it was
good.
super good.
I was so bummed when they stopped making that. It tasted amazing. It was on tap there. So we've been to there. So I was going to say we could go there across the street a little early and maybe they have they got to have Blood and Honey. If it's not in a bottle, they'll have it on tap.
And a shout out to Robin about working in the service industry and having it just ruin your appreciation for anything when you have to clean up after other people after they've consumed said thing.
It's fair.
Right there with you.
It's fair. All right, I'm gonna try to rip through the rest of this. So Miller Lite, Tsingtao, Lagunas, IPA. So these are all C tier, drinkable. Okay, you choose them over the rest of these down here. Then we get to the D tier. These are basically all beers that are. These are all beers up here that I would drink if I needed to.
In
Like-
an emergency.
If someone hands me one and I'm drinking at the time, I'm like, okay, thanks for the beer, and I'll drink it. I'm not going to turn my nose up at it. All right. And in that case, Bud Light would probably be up here too.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
If we're rating it that way.
Sure. I'm fine with that.
So, all of those beers there, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Thank you for the free drink. I will drink it.
Yep.
I wouldn't purchase it on my own. In my 20s, I bought some Key Lights all the time.
Yep.
30 pack of Stones.
Thanks to their marketing with Keith Stone.
Keith Stone, fantastic, great marketing. Very late 90s, Attitude Era WWE.
Yep.
That's how these are all set up right now. F is no, thank you. I will go get a beer from the fridge.
Yeah,
and that's why I put Foster's down there.
Yeah, it's F is the only
F
thing
is
you
for
need to know about
Foster's.
that.
Is there anything in here in terms of the bottom of the barrel? Is Milwaukee's Best Ice the worst thing on this F tier?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Of the things that I've had, yes.
I'm gonna move Smirnoff Ice slightly ahead of Heineken and Rolling Rock.
San Miguel.
You'd put it even above San Miguel.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
And like I said, King Cobra's only there because of the free drinks I got.
Because of the free tickets.
Yeah.
Bex is behind Labatt's.
I would put down by Milwaukee's worst.
Bex.
Yep. Bex is horrible.
Natural Light, I can't. Bud Light Lime was just it proves there's no God. Old English, Colt. I will say, given a choice, Colt 45 is a hair better than Old English. Old English tastes like it was soaking in hair.
I feel like we need to do a taste test at some point about that.
Yeah, the Pepsi challenge.
Yeah.
Colt 45 versus OE.
I'm a scientist, so let's do
That's pretty
different
good.
temperatures of different.
I like
45 at 45 degrees.
All right, that's the F tier, and there's two. These are both either was it Korean beers or Indian
Those
beers
are both Korean beers
that we've never had.
and it just shows that we didn't drink enough when we were in Korea.
I've never been to Korea.
Me neither.
Okay, wow, you haven't been to Korea. You've been in a lot of places. You
I've
haven't
been
been to
around
Korea.
the world, but not to Korea.
Haven't found your baby. All right, Robin. They used to try to sell them in a place I worked, and it was cleaning up booze. Going to change your willingness to try it. Have to have a double blind taste test. Has to be double blind.
Yep.
That's how science
That
works.
might be our next stream. Is the
double blind taste
Ryan
test.
double blinds all the malt liquors.
I would do that. I will be the official, keeping an eye on it,
Yeah,
and
making
making
sure
sure
that-
that
yeah.
everything's legit and that it is a truly
do that.
scientific contest. So there's our beer list. How do you feel about it? I know this has been kind of a long tier maker, but we've been talking a lot about them. It's a very extensive list. We have opinions about beers. How about you? How do you feel? What's your favorite beer on this list? What's your favorite beer of all time that wasn't on this list? Throw it in the chat right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, post it in the comments below. And throw me a subscribe, by the way, too. Please, please, please. It's content. I'm throwing content at you every weekday at 7 a.m. Let's go. All right, but thank you all for watching this, TierMaker. It's fantastic. I'm glad you were here.
Me too. It's been great.